Hi guys, it's Gary Van Mansfeld here from Keto Max, and if you know anything about me right now, in November 2018 I've dropped about 85 pounds on keto. Discovered it totally by accident, was looking into fasting. There was a good book on intermittent fasting out there. Just different audible books that I listened to kind of led me down this path. And I tried everything else, quick weight loss, any other diets, it just didn't work. I just didn't have the discipline. But for some reason keto stuck, because number one, you can have bacon. I mean, what diet gives you bacon? And the misconception that fat is bad, and dispelling that whole misconception. So that's sort of what led me into keto. You're probably already into keto if you're looking at this right now. So today I just wanted to do for beginners, a real simple meal, simple lunch, typical lunch for me. And so let's get right into it. Okay, so the first thing I got going on here is about 2 ounces of bacon. And as you can see, that's about 1.5 slices. Now I do use the thick cut bacon. I like mine kind of soft. Some people like it crispy. But this is probably about right for me. Now, one thing that you want to do with this meal is I'm going to leave in this bacon fat because I'm going to use it in my vegetable. All right, so today for my veg, I'm going to do bok choy. Now, bok choy is an awesome low-carb veg that you can have. Also, one thing that's important about bok choy, it actually modulates the estrogen in your body. That is really a big cause of additional body fat, even for women. Obviously, as you know, as a woman, unfortunately, that you carry a lot more body fat than us guys do, but still we have estrogen, and estrogen can cause body fat if that's out of sync. Bok choy will actually, modulate and regulate that. So it's one of the best you can have. So typically for me, I'll just take off a couple of leafy stalks here. And of course we want to make sure we rinse and wash these off thoroughly. I always like to dry these, with a paper towel just to get the excess water off them. Now I'm going to chop this pretty fine. I just like my greens to be very manageable once I get them on the plate. Here's the kind of chop that I like on it. Now I do always measure my food because I log everything I eat. I just want to kind of keep track, what's working, what's not working, sort of my micronutrients, my macronutrients. Here we have 5.8 ounces of bok choy. Now remember, we saved that bacon fat, and we're going to use this bacon fat, and there's probably about a teaspoon of bacon fat. We also record that because the bok choy is going to absorb that. Now, not everything you make is going to absorb all that bacon fat, but in this case, the bok choy will. So that's part of our fat content for the day. And of course, I got to have my onions and garlic. I mean, what's complete without onions and garlic? Right now, I do have the minced garlic here that's in a little jar. But what I'll often do is do some fresh garlic and throw it in this jar as well, just to keep it up. And always chop my onions ahead of time, because it's just easier when you're on the go and you got to cook something really quick to throw those onions in there. Now, you don't want to use too many onions. They can be high in carbs, especially if you have the sweet onions. I get just the regular yellow onions that aren't sweet. So I want to put about a teaspoon each in my bacon fat. All right, so now we're going to take our bok choy and put it in the garlic and the onion and the bacon fat. I wish you could smell it. If we had smell-o-vision, be awesome. Okay, and we're going to let this sit probably on a little less than medium heat, and sort of simmer and kind of whittle down a little bit, soften up a little bit. It's a lot like celery if you eat it raw, just softer actually than celery. Tastes fine. But here I like to make it a little soft, on the vegetable side, like greens, collard greens or something like that. So that's what we're waiting on here. Stir that up. I'm gonna put some bacon in there. So on my bacon, I'm just gonna chop this up into fine, semi-fine pieces and throw that in the bok choy. Magically, just like that, it comes apart. It's part of the magic. Don't like bok choy? Bacon. All right, and of course, there's garlic and onion in there, but I'm gonna do some Himalayan salt. Don't wanna use table salt ever again. Some sort of sea salt or Himalayan salt, and then pepper, regular pepper. All right. So that's all salted and seasoned up. I'm gonna let that sit. All right, on the mushroom, I got a tablespoon of butter, which is 0.5 ounces. I know I'm a lunatic on the tracking stuff, but I don't know. It's crazy. I'm just gonna melt this in a pan so I can saute my mushrooms up a little bit, make them a little soft so I can add them to my bok choy. 2 ounces here of the white mushrooms. Sometimes I use baby portobellos, but today we're just using the standard white mushrooms sliced up. I'm gonna saute that in the butter. And I'll come over here and dump them into my bok choy and mix those up. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is add the oil for the salmon. So this is organic virgin coconut oil pressed. You want to use an avocado oil or a coconut oil, not a canola oil or vegetable oil. Those are garbage for you. They do nothing for you. This is good fat. So in a small saute pan is all I need. I am going to put in a tablespoon, is all I need, of the coconut oil. Now we want to heat this up pretty high prior to putting the salmon in, because we want to get that really hot, maybe on a little more than medium heat to heat that up. Now salmon is one of the best fish that you can get on the keto diet. But make sure you get the wild caught. You don't want farm raised at all. Salmon is the lowest, one of the lowest fish with any heavy metals. Hardly has any heavy metals in it. Plus omega-3, which is going to really cut into that inflammation. So salmon is one of the many fish that you can have on the keto diet, and one of the best. So typically I'll do about 4 ounces of salmon. Let's see where this lies. Now you can buy it frozen. This is frozen. From the store. They typically flash freeze them very quickly, so you're not going to lose any of the benefits from frozen salmon. So I'll typically get the salmon that's skinless. You can get it with the skin on. You just have to, on your heat, just put its skin down first for a couple minutes high, and that skin will start to fall off. You can turn it over when you flip it over and kind of scrape that skin off of the salmon. But I get them without the skin because I just don't like to do the work, honestly. One of the best things you can have on keto is the avocado. Man, I am addicted to these things. I eat at least one a day. You know, half for lunch, half for dinner. I only do 2 meals a day typically because I intermittent fast, and that's something for another day. But the great things about avocados is they actually have more potassium than bananas. Bananas you don't want to eat on keto, just FYI, full of sugar, spike your insulin levels, stay away from them. Okay, now my salmon's done here. It's nice and crispy on the outside, which I like, and it's at a good temp for me. All right, so here's lunch. Here's our salmon, our bok choy with our bacon and mushrooms, garlic and onions, and then we have our avocado. Always like to do a little bit of sparkling water, or soda water, with lemon and lime in it, good for digestion. And you may notice over here I have dessert. Now what this is 1 square of dark chocolate. Now, Chef Amber on Keto Max does not like the 90%. For some reason, I took to the 90%. Once you get used to it, it's all I crave, and it's the one actually with the less carbs in it. But you want to be careful on your dark chocolate. Use it as a treat. I typically do 1 at lunch and a couple at night after, before I start my fast. Delicious for me, so I have 1 square. Be careful again when you look at your carb load on that, but you know, most of it has fiber, so the net carbs come out okay. All right, that's it. I hope you enjoyed making lunch with me today. Certainly enjoyed making it for you. So I'm gonna put all the nutritional facts up so you can kind of see what the macronutrients are and where we need to be. And so I'll probably explain that a little bit. And definitely down below, I'll put, you know, everything that I put in today's meal. So anyway, make sure you subscribe. So hit subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit the notification bell so every time I come out with a video or Chef Amber comes out with a video. By the way, Chef Amber is the counterpart here that she's a real chef. So hers will be a little bit more gourmet than mine. Mine is for, you know, Joe Schmo, basic guy, girl. I just need something really quick. So hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe. Thanks.